thought that was a hell of a match. I thought Bayley looked the best he's ever looked. For me, that was, I'm going to spoil the rest of the card, but that was match of the night for me.
Let's go home.
Yes.
I mean, that's generally just my attitude in life anyway, of let's go home. But let's go home because tonight was the Dynamite go home for Revolution. First thing I noticed, no Excalibur.
No, we had Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, I like Ian Riccaboni. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah.
So I was not upset that he was part of it, but I thought that's interesting. And then I noticed no Justin Roberts. So I feel that you and I should now speculate wildly on why both of them were not there.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go ahead and start?
Sure. I mean, I can make something up off the top of my head if you
I
like.
am pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
that they are currently in Mexico having their secret nuptials. I'm pretty positive.
Somehow I knew that was where you were going to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive that that's what's going on.
I think they got sucked up in the hurricane or tornado or tornado cane.
Tornado cane.
If you will. Tornado cane is what I was trying to say. It didn't come out very well. And they're currently in Oz.
Maybe they're having their nuptials in Oz then.
Weirdly, in both cases, Sting is with them.
Huh. Yep.
But I mean Sting the musician, not the wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Clearly.
Yeah.
Sting the musician can actually conduct a legal wedding, whereas Sting the wrestler can only do that in 3 states.
Correct. Yeah.
Oz is not one of those states.
No. Actually, several of them are Balkan states. But anyway, let's get into the wrestling.
3 that I mentioned.
Yeah. So let's get into the wrestling before we run everybody off. We opened up with the Death Riders. This would be the Mox and Claudio version, taking on Hechicero and Takeshita.
Yeah.
I noticed something in this match. I'm curious if you noticed it too. So tell me your thoughts on it, and I'll tell you what I picked up on.
Just on the match, I thought it was a really solid match. I really thought the timing was better. I thought last week Mox and Hechicero did not have the best timing going on. I felt like this match went more smoothly for everybody involved. I liked a lot of what I saw. I felt like I saw a little more from Claudio. Saw a little bit more athletic moves from him that normally we don't see. It was more than just uppercut. So I kind of like that. But all in all, I thought this was a really solid match, start to finish. I liked how it went. I did laugh when Marina started mocking Hechicero outside the ring with a little. That did make me giggle, but yeah.
Yeah, she had a couple actually decently funny moments in this one tonight, which was good to see. So I agree with you. I thought it was a really good match. I laughed when Claudio hit Hechicero with the sack attack.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
Solid.
I didn't love the finish on this. I didn't love the eye poke into the, and I quote, super tight small package, which also made me chuckle because I'm 12. So that aside, though, the thing I noticed that I mentioned was they mostly kept Mox and Hechicero apart. If you watch it, most of what Hechicero does is with Claudio, and most of what Mox did was with Takeshita. Now, I understand part of that is Mox and Takeshita are on the card already for Revolution and have been for a few weeks. I get that that's part of it. But you can't tell me, no one can convince me that it wasn't at least a little bit, like at least 10%, because that match last week was only And so they said, let's keep them apart and see what happens this time.
That wouldn't shock me, but it did make sense because you've got Hechicero from CMLL and you've got Claudio carrying the CML title. So it
makes sense.
But I do believe you are correct, and that did factor in. That was part of the math that they mathed out for that match.
Yeah, like I said, it might only have been 10%, but I think it's a non-zero reason, you know what I mean, of how they laid that out.
I also wrote down Claudio eye poke for the win, ?
Yeah, I
And so it
didn't
was
love it.
like, that seemed, yeah, I didn't.
It made Hechicero look weak, I thought, and you and I have talked about him in the past of how we're both pretty impressed by him. I
Yeah,
think he's got a pretty good future with AEW, so to do that and make him look weak, I mean, I get it that he was gonna eat the pin.
right.
Either he or Claudio were eating the pin. I mean,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
pretty obvious, but, like, I don't know, I thought that was a weird way to do it and not a great idea.
It just plus when they were doing when they were clearly over as faces,
Mhm.
and then to have, again, this weird mixed message that you're sending, and I agree, cheer for who you wanna cheer for, and it's fine to be the character you are, but it just seems so like Mox is clearly over as a face, and then Claudio, I thought, was also, and then he pulls that, and it just seemed
Yep.
odd.
Didn't make sense. It didn't make sense at all because he comes out Claudio, I mean, comes out in the mask and is very, like you said, babyface-esque, and then you win on a very heel move, and they gotta get this sorted out sooner rather than later of what are the Death Riders? Are they
Yeah,
faces or are they heels?
yeah,
And if there are faces and heels both within the group, then we probably need to split them up, but
yep.
what do I know? Huh? Yeah.
For the longest time, we thought the Don Callis family was gonna be breaking up. Didn't happen. We didn't think it would be along these lines, I don't believe. But it's been so long since we talked about it. But it just I was a little bit surprised. I guess I shouldn't have been, but that was an interesting
I
swerve to take with this, and I just
yeah.
wasn't looking for it. So
I've thought for a while that the Don Callis so I don't think it's gonna be a Don Callis family split. I think it's going to be Takeshita splitting from them. And I've thought that for a while because they have been positioning Takeshita as a face for a couple of months now. Like, it was pretty obvious that he's gonna be the face with whatever this is with him and Okada, right? And the, "Oh my god, just kiss already and get it over with."
right.
Um, so I thought for a while that it was gonna break along those lines, and that because the Don Callis family is very aligned in being heels, they would all stay with Okada, and Takeshita would that's how they would spin him off on his own. And I still think that's what's gonna happen here. I'm less inclined now to believe that it's gonna be specifically because of the beef with him and Okada, because
Right.
I I I I feel like we've almost dropped that. Like, I feel like we're moving away from it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that. I feel like they let that one die on the vine, and I think that could have been a big mistake because I think that was still a decent money match,
I
and we
agree
didn't
because
do
I
it.
was looking forward to that match, and now I'm not sure we're gonna get it, or we're gonna get it way too late in the game,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
They're gonna have to work to heat it back up, and
You have
I
other
think they
things you could
missed on
go
that.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they missed on that one. Like you did say, we got the beat down after that. When did Archer break his arm?
I was wondering that myself because I don't know. I didn't watch all of Collision. I hadn't really seen anything online, so I don't know when that happened, but I don't
Yeah,
believe he had that cast last week.
I didn't re I don't either, and I didn't read anything about he broke it, so I'm curious for somebody to get the scoop on that. I imagine Uncle Dave will. I don't know if you caught it. He was ringside.
Oh, no, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there's a shot. I believe it was I wrote it down. We'll get to it. There's a shot of him ringside
Okay.
after one of the matches. I was like, "Oh, Meltzer's there. All right." But then we got the backstage with Willow and Persephone, which I thought was not bad, and at the
Mhm.
very least caught you up on Persephone beat Mercedes for the CMLL Women's World Title. The trend of Mercedes dropping belts is on. If you
Yep.
haven't noticed, she's slowly dropping all these other ones. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder what that could be building to.
Hmm.
Um, Not bad is the best I can say.
Yeah, it's
It was
fine.
fine.
It did what it needed to do, and it didn't overstay its welcome, so it was fine. I was okay with it.
Yep. Then we move to the backstage with Fletcher, Don Callis, and MJF. All I put down here was, well, MJF was fun. I thought he had a couple good lines.
Mm-hmm.
Don Callis is always good. Like I said a couple weeks ago, unless we specifically say otherwise, just assume we liked what he did, what Don Callis did. Fletcher, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think the most interesting thing was Fletcher talking to Callis afterwards and like, you're not working with this guy, right?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I think clearly they're setting up that he probably is in some way.
Yeah. And that's fine. I don't get it. The only thing that I can think is, because we have talked about this a lot, of how in the world are you going to get out of this corner that you've painted yourself into with the world title picture? And if you don't want to have MJF drop to Hangman on Sunday, how are you going to get out of it, especially when it's Texas Death and there's no DQ?
Right.
I liked our idea of Swerve snapping and beating both guys down to the point that they can't answer. Maybe the Don Callis family is the answer now. Maybe they're going to get involved, and then Donkey Kong Rodeo gets involved, and I still don't know how that results in a DQ when it's a no DQ match, but
unless either one can answer the bell, and you're like, what do we do?
And at that point, it's a draw, which if they go with a draw, they need to be prepared for a lot of boos.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
The boo birds are going to be out.
And
they just need to be prepared and accept that when it happens. So then we got the TNT title match between Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey. What'd you think?
I thought that was a hell of a match. I thought Bailey looked the best he's ever looked. They put on, for me, that was, I'm going to spoil the rest of the card, but that was match of the night for me. I wrote it down then. It did not change the entire night. I don't know if I've ever seen Mike Bailey look that good. They painted him as just a superhero. And it wasn't unbelievable. All of it made sense in the context of what was happening inside the ring and outside the ring. And it was just really, really good. I really liked that match. I wrote down that butterfly suplex almost broke Bailey's neck because holy cow.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was my match of the night as well. I wrote down match of the night with a question mark right after it ended to leave room in case somebody came in behind them. And one match came close, but this was my match of the night. They were incredible. Oh my God, they were incredible. For a match that you and I felt like got accidentally put together.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I was like, holy crap, did they tear it down? I agree with you on that spot. I also wrote down the Poison Rana on the apron.
I have that too.
Oh my God.
But another broken neck.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest things I've seen. This, by the way, as I'm looking at my notes, this is the match where afterwards you got the nice shot of Uncle Dave ringside there. And he was doing the same thing that I do. Match ended, and he's on his phone making notes. So, but anyway, they were incredible. Run this back.
Yes,
run this back. Oh my God, they were good.
And just hats off to both of them because they made each other look so good. And the psychology within the match for Bailey to constantly attack that arm was so good. And he was pulling off some moves in that ring that I don't know if I've seen people pull off before. I don't remember exactly what Fletcher was trying to do, but when Bailey turned that into the sleeper and he put in the body lock and actually locked his foot in, I thought that's so smart. A lot of wrestlers don't bother to do that extra step, and it was just so good. Plus, when Don Callis started laughing when Bailey got hit with the dart move into the corner, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, he had another tremendous line on Bailey wrestling barefoot, and I quote, "It's a good way to get ringworm."
Yes, it was so good. That guy is so good, man.
Yeah, but I'm with you. The in-ring psychology was great. All of it was believable. They made Mike Bailey look great in a way that I believe he would.
Yeah.
They played into this is a guy with a legit martial arts background, and you saw it. You saw the athleticism. Really, really good match. Well done to everybody involved in that one. Really good job.
And Okada's suit.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Was that when they brought out the?
Yeah.
Yeah, Okada came out with the screwdriver, and then
yeah. I was like, is he wearing camo at first?
I know.
What is that? That
and
is
then
something.
I couldn't see him.
No, I couldn't. Yeah. Then after that, we got a guy who actually was wearing camo pants anyway. Brody King versus Jabroni.
Yep. I wrote down Brody King kills a guy.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I wrote down about it. And one of these questions would kind of be answered. But here's what I wrote down. Why are we calling these standby matches?
Thank you.
That's completely unnecessary. I mean, I get it that
basically the same thing. Not sure why I get doing standby matches.
I'm not either. I don't get it. This is the new. It's like when Tony was on the run of the money matches, and we were having those every single week. A lot of the time, twice a week. It's like now all of a sudden the standby match is his thing. What?
Had one on Collision this past weekend for.
I know we did. Yeah. I know when they teased it, I was like, "Ah, oh, God."
I know. I thought of you.
Well, I don't mind it when you find a way for it to have legitimate stakes beyond the money, like the storyline that they did with the Young Bucks and them needing the money match and all that. That made sense, but like doing it just to do it, to justify slapping a match together, dude, it's a wrestling show. Put a match together and I'll just go with it. Like, okay, you don't have to justify all of them.
Exactly.
So this standby match thing feels to me like Tony's new hyper focus or obsession or whatever. I don't love it. I get it that you don't want to say like, okay, now Brody King squashes a guy. I get it. But I don't, when they do these squash matches, they always do it with somebody that I got it. I don't need you to prove to me that this person is really good.
Yeah. We understand that
it.
He's super tough.
Yeah. Like I'm very aware of who Brody King is. I'm very aware that he is a legit badass. I don't need to see him squash somebody to get that over. And calling it a standby match cheapens the match, I think. Like it makes it feel like completely unimportant. Now, and Brody had them having the little pre-tape promo, I should say, beforehand, going, "Oh, I'm in another one of these standby matches, and I'm not even like, okay, all right, I guess." I realized this was all just to get to what happened after the match, but like, you could have had him wrestle somebody that we know who they are,
right,
and still win quick, and it would feel a little better.
And here's the thing about standby matches. They're supposed to be there when a match runs short. At no point did we think anything ran short. Like, if anything, we've only had, 2 matches at this point? And that first match got a solid 20-plus minutes.
Well, and this show went long tonight.
Yeah, it did. And so calling that a standby match makes 0 sense.
I agree.
Just
I totally
0.
agree.
It would have made more sense to me if they would have shot that promo in the back with Brody, and instead of him saying, I'm on a standby match, he's like, I've been looking for Swerve. I can't find him. I'm going to the ring. Send me somebody.
Yeah.
So I could whoop him.
Yeah. I want to get my hands on somebody. Yeah.
That I believe. Yep. And did you catch it before Brody did? Because I sure did. I even wrote down, and again, this bothers me because this should not happen to Brody. I wrote, walks right by the guy with the hood and the chain. Because as he's taking walking by, Swerve is making no attempt to hide the fact that he's holding a chain. And
that's
I was
interesting.
Like, are you kidding me? Because I saw that and went, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, there he goes. He gets clocked. And I was like,
that's interesting. I did not see it. I didn't see him until the chain came out and got wrapped around his neck. In fact, I didn't see him so much, like I missed it so much that I literally wrote down, now that's how you do the masked man bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe my eyes were in the right spot.
I guess so. And because there's another masked man bit going on that's terrible.
No comment.
Oh, it's so bad. But
I'm
anyway,
not disagreeing. I just
no,
don't
it's bad.
feel like talking about it.
Yeah, that's fine. I was like, so that's how you do that. So that's interesting that you caught it. I did not. So I believed that one. I loved him breaking the chain.
Oh, I thought that was
I thought
great.
that was great.
The only thing I really didn't like about it was Swerve running.
Yeah.
That to me is so counterintuitive to that whole character he's been building.
Yeah.
I don't care who he's going to be up against. He's not going to run. But otherwise, thought overall, even though I thought Brody should have seen him and didn't, that's fine. I thought the rest of it did what it needed to do. You know, it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah. Then we got the backstage with Speedball and Renee. I wrote down not bad. I don't buy his super intense guy routine in this one. I get he's mad. I get he's fired up. It just didn't, to me, it didn't hit. But I'll say this, not bad. And as his promos go, one of the better ones we've seen.
I wrote down Mike Bailey promo, good. I thought his intensity, while not 100% buy-inable, was way more convincing than his whatever those early promos were of him, I guess, just trying to talk. But I like this one a lot better. And again, because they kept it short. And again, at least this intensity is showing that he's got some fire and some passion, and we're getting somewhere with Mike Bailey. And I'm really my opinion of him has turned quite a bit in the last several weeks, and it's because of the performances both in and out of the ring. I've been very pleased with that growth. Yeah,
his performance in the Continental Classic really started to turn it all for me. Where I was like, oh, this dude is more than just a mid-carder. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And man, that match tonight, if it didn't prove to everybody that Mike Bailey should be talked about the way they've been pushing him. Ooh.
Yeah, I agree. Then Orange Cassidy and Darby take on Gabe Kidd and Finley.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down Darby's dive looked yet again like a concussion.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, yes.
He landed on his face as near as I could tell.
Are you talking about the one where he and Kidd basically went head to head? And
yes,
that looked like they both were concussed, and that was so incredible.
Yeah, and it looked to me like Darby didn't catch himself. You know what I mean? Like in the moment, it looked like he did not get his hands up and he landed on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was actually surprised he got up and finished that match.
Okay, yeah.
I really thought, like, cool. This is what I thought. Good. He hurt himself again, and they're going to have to redo the card for Revolution on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what I thought. To the point, it is to the point with Darby where legitimately, like, I know we've talked a lot about, like, this guy clearly has no intention on being able to walk by the time he's 40. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's to the point with Darby where I'm like, if you are planning on having him in a match on the pay-per-view and a match that's going to carry some sort of weight, right? Like, you're not just throwing him into, Casino Gauntlet or whatever, right?
Right, yeah.
Not that those don't have weight, but you know what I mean? Like, he's going to be in a quote-unquote feature match. Don't book him to wrestle the week of the show because he's more likely than not he's going to hurt himself.
Or tell him, you only get to tag in once.
Yeah.
No dive, don't just stop it. Stop it.
Yeah. Because I really thought, cool, he just took himself right out. I really thought that. And
that looked brutal. I thought that was an actual skull to skull impact. And
yeah. If you are a subscriber, if you're a longtime listener of this show, which is weird to say when I think this is episode 17, but still, that's 17 weeks worth of shows.
Yeah.
I know I've been hard on Darby. It is because he is a guy who legitimately scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I see him do stuff, and I every time he wrestles, I make this sound. Oh God. And I understand that it's a dangerous thing that they're doing, and I get all that, and I get his style, but dude, on just a standard Wednesday night, maybe tone it down a little bit.
Yeah. you're hard on him for his own good because
Exactly. Yeah.
something dumb like that is going to take him out for 6 months, if
Yeah.
not longer.
Yeah, and it really it scares me for a kid who I say kid just because I'm a lot older than him, but for a guy who's I think got real potential, like real long-term potential. There was a reason that he was one of the quote unquote 4 pillars, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, every now and then take your foot off the gas a little bit. It's
Mhm.
gonna be okay.
And I understand why, especially against the dogs, why he's being so intense. But like you said, you got to look after yourself. But I will say, he took that pile driver like a champ. I
He
loved
did.
how he was just dangling his arms down like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. Again, I don't know if I've seen anyone sell it like that. I thought that was really smart. I liked it. But
Yeah.
dude, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had the big surprise at the end.
Oh, yeah. I legitimately forgot about it. I was like, wait, what? And I was about to go to my notes, and then I remembered. That did surprise me. I legitimately, I wrote down, really didn't expect Roddy to be the third man because I knew that somebody's coming. It was obvious that, we're getting a 6-man here. But I was like, really? Roddy? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wrote, Roddy is back. Cool. But I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't either.
Why now he's cool with Orange Cassidy. Like,
I was just thinking that. I hope that on Collision, he cuts a promo explaining it, or there's a video or whatever. Like, they need to explain why this guy went from, I'm walking out on you and clearly ignoring you for multiple weeks to the point where you put the missing poster as part of your entrance video, to now everything's fine.
yeah. He spent weeks building up to, I'm not part of the conglomeration. I'm not part of the conglomeration. And now he saves Orange and Darby.
It doesn't.
I thought he looked great. I thought it was really good. I thought this is going to be good for him. It'll help build him up to where he should be going up against these intense guys. That'll be good. He could hang with them. But it didn't make sense to me in the moment, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm glad he's back, but okay.
I'm gonna go with you through probably next week.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't get some sort of explanation next week, or if there's not something that happens at Revolution, i.e. he turns again or whatever, then I'm going to be like, okay, you guys did it again. Just like with the formation of the Death Riders, where you're acting in a way contrary to everything you have laid the groundwork for to this point, and you're not telling me why.
Right.
Moxley and Bryan Danielson are supposed to be, like brothers forged in combat, and they attempted to kill him twice and never explained why. And Yuta was supposed to be on his side, and he not only stopped but participated in the attempted felony and never explained why. So like if they do that again now with Roddy, I'm gonna be like, guys, come on.
If they turn him again, I'm going to be upset.
Well, it'd be a big mistake, I think.
It's like, what are we doing? Like,
Big Show. You're doing Big Show.
Yeah. But again, I thought it was cool. He came back. I don't understand his now being okay with Orange Cassidy, but I'm willing to give it, like you said, I'll give it a week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we get something on Collision. Maybe by wait, no, the pay-per-view's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Sunday. So, like I said, this time next week, we should be able to have some clarity on it. If we don't, I'm not going to feel great about it.
I'm not going to put money down on it, I can tell you
that. Then it was Persephone and Willow for the TBS title. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I did write down, tell Ian to stop trying to rap at the beginning, please, because that
was weird.
Super goofy.
That was weird.
I didn't get it. I was like, okay.
Yep.
And maybe I haven't watched enough ROH, and if that's his thing.
That's exactly what I was going to say is maybe this is a thing that he's been doing that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, keep it on ROH.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was weird. And again, I like Ian, but I thought it was weird. I also thought, when was the last time you saw somebody win on a backslide? It's been a minute, I feel like.
It has been a minute. You're right. You're right.
So that surprised me. So that was 2 finishes tonight that I was like, huh. Interesting. And I don't know if it's a let's throw it at the wall and see what sticks kind of thing, see how the fans feel about it, or if it was just I don't know, somebody thought it was a cool idea.
I'm fine with it because it has to work at some point because, otherwise, if it's never worked, why keep trying? You know what I'm saying? So, like,
exactly.
You have to let it pay off once
it's the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, it is. It is. Simon Miller is right. It's the least devastating move in all of professional wrestling because every time somebody hits a Blue Thunder Bomb, they go for the pin and they kick out at 2. I mean, I think Takeshita is the only dude that has won matches on Blue Thunder Bombs, and he doesn't do it a ton, but I feel like he's won a couple of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's the only guy to have done that in no lie like 20 years.
You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong on that one.
So yeah, I guess you're right from that standpoint. Just didn't expect it.
No.
After that, we got the Ciampa and Briscoe video recap promo. What I wrote down here was can't hear because my wife was doing the dishes and I couldn't hear what they were saying.
I got to be honest. I started watching late, so I fast forwarded through a little bit of that.
Yeah,
so
it was just a recap, and that is the downside of the modern open concept.
Mm-hmm.
Is that then sometimes I can't hear my stories. After that, backstage with Harley and Willow. A lot of Willow on this show. I am surprised they didn't put the Brawling Birds in the tag title match.
Yeah. Yeah.
I immediately was like, really? We're calling out Megan Bain and the other one whose name I can't remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lena something, I think?
Yes. Lena Skyscraper.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably right.
Really tall.
Who's going to wrestle twice on Sunday?
But her and Willow both. I put Willow.
Yeah, they're going to lock up twice on Sunday, which surprised me.
Which tells me, well, it left me with the feeling that Willow could be losing one of those belts because I get the like my gut would tell me she's going to win for the singles title, but get hurt, and then that will affect the tag titles.
Yeah.
And that's when they will lose. But losing to that new team feels wrong. But that was the first thing my gut told me is, ooh, we're having Willow wrestle twice. That's like I said, but again, maybe we're just building Willow up to be the baddest person on the planet because she keeps winning, and that could be the thing.
Yeah, she could be stepping into the now vacant Mercedes role of you better bring your A game to have even a hope,
Yeah.
I think I did not think it at the time clearly because I was just surprised by all of it. Hearing you say that though, I think you're right. I think the 0 hour match, she's gonna get hurt and not be because I think they said the singles match for the TBS title is on 0 hour.
Yes.
So that puts the tag match on the main show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be the whole Harley's fending for herself. Willow heroically comes out even though she's wounded. And that's, probably when they drop to.
The thing that also surprised me was we didn't see Harley at all until this promo, which I thought was weird that we didn't see her before in any way, shape, or form.
My legit theory on why Excalibur and Justin weren't there tonight and why maybe some like when Harley did show up, I was like, something seems a little bit off. I'm kind of wondering if maybe like a flu bug is making its way through the locker room.
It's if it's like anything around here, everyone has the flu. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Everyone has the flu.
I came back from vacation with my stomach, whatever. When I go back to work, like everybody's coughing and sick. And I was like, cool. We're all just gonna fall over and, pass fluids.
We should all be so lucky. Speaking of which,
not in a fun way. Yeah, exactly, right. So then after that, we got Dim Bucks, which I like that, versus FTR and Ciampa. My HBO froze for part of it, so I missed a little bit of the match, but only a little bit. I think I got the handle of it. This is the one that I was like, this is it pushed for match of the night for me.
Yeah.
It came close.
It on any other night, it definitely would have been. But that, man, again, that Fletcher Bailey match was so damn good that this was going to have to go above and beyond even for them. But
but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you put those 6 guys together, you're going to have to struggle to get a bad match. And I thought it was really well done. I think it was coming out of a break when you saw Briscoe on the one side of the guardrail just smacking back and forth with half of FDR, then the other half, and then Ciampa, like, he was just on a tear, and it was just like, all right, let's see more of this. Go, go, go.
Yeah, it was really good. Really, really good. Here's my nitpick on it. You ready?
Yeah.
It's from a storytelling standpoint. So match ends, and it feels to me, since we know the Bucks and FTR are already locked in for Revolution. I don't know if they've made the match or not, but I'm guessing Briscoe and Ciampa are going to be on the Revolution card, right?
Somewhere, yeah.
Possibly with the stipulation that gets added at Collision. Probably my guess. Why did we go, other than they're very good together, why did we go back to Ciampa and Briscoe, though? Because, yes, I get it that Speedball put on a hell of a performance tonight. Ciampa held the TNT championship for 12 days.
Yeah.
You're telling me that this guy, who's now morphed back into the psycho killer, super intense guy, doesn't want a rematch for the belt with Kyle Fletcher? It doesn't make, that part of it doesn't make sense to me. And that is a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know why we didn't do that. I don't know why we got away from that to continue a quasi-story with Ciampa and Briscoe.
My only guess is, speaking of putting a stip on the Collision, my guess would be, if we're just fantasy booking all the way out, since they both want the belt back, would be winner gets a shot at the title. And
that's probably true.
Then you would get probably Ciampa going after Fletcher or Bailey. So that's my guess. I don't know, but
no, that makes some sense. But I guess I feel like Ciampa's had a lot of mic time, and I haven't heard him talk about it. And I feel like he should be talking about.
Yeah, because he made such a big deal about Sylvie, and now you don't hear about Sylvie. And you
Fletcher has talked about it more than Ciampa has.
Yeah,
Fletcher talked about it tonight. Ciampa hasn't said a word. That feels backwards to me.
Yep. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think sometimes they forget about what got them to phase 2, and they're looking at phase 6 and forgot the few steps in the middle. It's like, guys, he's got to talk about Sylvie and still be obsessed over it. We have to do that.
I mean, I get it. It is really difficult to book 52 weeks of storylines on professional wrestling shows, no matter how long or short they are. I get it. It's tough. It's a lot to keep track of. But that's where I expect, particularly in AEW, where by all accounts, the wrestlers have more of a platform. They have more sway, or whatever you want to call it, with Tony than anybody ever has had in WWE, save for maybe like, Undertaker, Austin, Hogan, Cody, apparently. I think that if you are Tommaso Ciampa, it is completely acceptable for you to say to Tony Khan, no problem. I'm with you on this. Let's do it. But remember, like, I lost this belt. I'm going to mention it in the promo. I'm going to bring that into the promo. I don't think Tony's going to tell you no on that.
Right. I don't think so either.
So I'd like to see some of that. And maybe coming out of Revolution, that's what we'll get. But right now, it doesn't make a ton of sense.
No. Ignoring that pretty major aspect of that character feels awkward right now.
It does. That's the word for it. It feels awkward. But I also don't love that he just turned out of nowhere, but whatever. That's, again, nitpicky. I'm more on the TNT thing than him just kind of turning, but whatever. Then we got, so I thought the Hangman MJF promo video was really good. I liked them going all the way back to the original All In.
Right.
I thought that was very good. I thought the press conference was dumb as hell.
Did not see any of it. Didn't see any of it.
You
Stopped
missed
watching.
Nothing. Here's the only thing I picked up on, and this is the thing that you and I would pick up on. They apparently had radio people asking questions because, like, they'd say their name and, you know, what outlet they're with, and they said real radio stations, and I was like, man, couldn't have done that any of the times that you were around us so we could get involved.
Exactly.
Man.
Oh, come on.
Other than that,
Tony, we're hometown. We're hometown.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I've been to your little myaew.com. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Which is interesting. I keep seeing something about a podcast network.
I thought the same thing. We definitely have to DM Tony. Definitely have to DM Tony.
If for no other reason we need to DM him to go, that wasn't good, man. The press conference thing wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was, I get it that you're trying to find different ways to have them be on TV and sell the match and do the promo battle and not, there's only so many times that you can have Tony Schiavone stand in the ring with them and go, well, thank you for agreeing to no physicality. You know, like, right. I get it. I do. I would have preferred a cliche contract signing here rather than whatever that was, because it was not good.
Here's what I didn't like, even though I didn't watch it. Here's what I didn't like about the setup is it came after the main event, and all during the lead up and all during the main event, they're like, we're going to stay with this as long as it takes. We're going to stay with it as long as it takes.
And it went long.
Well,
and it felt long
because you have something booked after the main event. We don't think you're going to bail early. And then for Riccaboni to go, we've taken our last commercial break, and now we have to sit here and watch Ciampa inflict this violence onto Mark Briscoe. It's like, no, we don't. We can cut away at any time. Yeah, we can cut away.
They could turn the camera and put it on you, Ian. I mean, like they could. Yeah,
I'm guessing something's going on backstage. We don't have to look at that.
Yeah, that was. I didn't love that from a guy I like. That wasn't. He didn't have his best night tonight. He just didn't, and that's okay. He got thrown in there. He doesn't get thrown in with them a lot. Like I get it. It's tough.
Overall, though, I did like his additions to the show tonight.
Yeah, I like when he's part of it. I genuinely do. I think he's. I think that whenever Tony Schiavone hangs it up, I think they should put him on Collision. I think Ian Riccaboni should take over Collision. I think he and Nigel would be really good together.
I think that would
I think they've been good together. So anyway, but the press conference was weird. The press conference was not a great idea. I would have preferred you just end the show after the main event. It would have been fine.
Yep.
It would have been completely fine because that wasn't good.
You could have just made that myaew.com content.
Mm-hmm. The only two things that I wrote down about it were, number one, as we've established, Meltzer's there and you don't have him ask a question. It's freaking Dave Meltzer. Number two, the crowd, it sounded to me, at one point was chanting, "This is boring," and I agree.
And they're not
it
wrong.
was boring.
That's fair.
So it's tough to end on that note. It really is, but that was a misstep.
Yeah, how do you end on that when you had that hellacious tag match before that and not end there? That just, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what the thought process was of booking it that way other than dragging it out, because they know correctly that MJF pops a number. When we know he's going to be on, we tune in. Like more people tune in for his segments than anything else. So I get saying we're going to put him at the end to try and pull you through the full show. I get that. At that point, though, if I've come an hour and 45 minutes or whatever it is with you, do your little press conference thing, and then go into the main event, I'll stay for the main event. Now, granted, and in this hypothetical scenario, I'm not a guy doing a podcast with you about AEW, you know, like I'm a casual viewer, but like at that point, it's 15, 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I'll hang in for that. And it's a banger of a match. And they came out hot. Like, yeah, okay, you got my attention, you know, like.
I even wrote down, that's how you start a match.
Yeah.
It was so well, like, it was boom, and we're there. I was like, yes, that's how you do it.
I agree. So I think everything about that press conference was a big old oopsie. And I really hope they never do it again.
Yeah, that would be good. Kind of like that time they had Taz doing that weird video breakdown, and they never did it again because it sucked.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can criticize AEW about a lot of stuff. You can criticize Tony Khan about a lot of stuff. One thing that I have respected about him from the beginning is when he realizes that didn't work or this story is not working, we're going to cut bait and walk away.
Yeah.
You know, and I give him a lot of credit for that because, man, I've watched a lot of wrestling where they shoved some bad angles down our throats and they just refused to pivot, you know, and that's not just WWE. WCW did it. TNA has done it. You know, I mean.
And I'm not mad at them for trying because
I'm not either.
This could have went a different way. It just clearly didn't, according to like I said, I didn't even bother watching it. I was like, no.
I mean, it's in theory. I mean, it's a promo segment, and you've got MJF there, but Hangman did most of the talking. And it's not that Hangman's a bad promo, but it's Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah, it is. That would be like having Ric Flair not talk or barely talk. I mean,
yeah,
you know, what are you doing?
Yeah, let Arn Anderson carry the promo instead of Rick. No.
Yeah, you know, and again, it's not that Hangman is a bad promo by any means, but like, what are you doing? It was weird. It wasn't well executed. Bryan Danielson looked uncomfortable as part of it. It's tough that's.
He sounded uncomfortable before it ever started as they're talking about him doing it.
He even said, I laughed at this. He go, you know, Shivani teased it and he goes, yep, looking forward to that. And you could hear them trying not to laugh at how much he didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I felt all night long like Bryan just was radiating, I don't want to be here. And I think it was mostly because of that segment. Like, I think he knew it was bad.
Yeah, without a doubt. He didn't want to be part of that.
No.
Not at all.
Overall, though, I thought pretty good show. I thought this was actually a better show than they've done in a couple of weeks because what you and I have not said a lot of tonight is that was weird.
Yeah, just a couple times, but nothing as egregious as what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, last week we had a bunch of promo segments that were weird. Bunch of good matches, but a bunch of weird promo segments.
Yep.
Tonight, I thought the promo segments and the video packages and everything, by and large, were good. Just throw the press conference out. This is a good show.
Yeah. Plus, tonight, I got an episode of Things My Wife Said while watching wrestling.
Yay!
Now, this was in direct response to Ian Riccaboni commenting in the Takeshita match on Takeshita's black eye, where he says, those broken blood vessels causing Takeshita's vision to blur. And my nurse wife says, that's not how that works.
You know, I didn't catch that in the moment, but even if I had in the moment, I would have gone, I don't think that's how that works.
It's not, but she didn't miss a beat. There was no hesitation. He says it, broken blood vessels, blurring Takeshita's vision. That's not how that works.
Tremendous.
So it's her only comment for the night, but man, she made it count. She made it count. She makes the most of her mic time. I'll give her that.
That's the key, man. If you only get 30 seconds, make them matter.
She made the most of her promo and it killed. It was great. It was better than that press conference, apparently.
At one point, both of my dogs were standing on me. So that's like 100+ pounds of dog standing on my chest, blocking the TV so I couldn't see what was going on. That was better than the press conference.
Yeah, and you were okay with it apparently. Yeah, it's like no, don't move, don't move.
If it had been during the press conference, that's what I would have said. Unfortunately, which match was it? I think it was the main event. They jumped in front of me for part of that, and I was like, "No, damn it, move! I'm trying to see this." But anyway, so on that note, ends on a little bit of a downer, but otherwise pretty good show, pretty solid go home. We'll see what they do on Collision to, I think, really tidy up the Revolution card, and then strap in, folks, because it's going to be a late night on Sunday for those of us that are not on the West Coast.
Yep. It's going to be a long night of wrestling.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a good 5-ish hours, maybe 6. I don't know.
Are they doing Collision on Sunday as well, or are they doing?
No, it's Saturday.
Okay.
And
but
then
you have 0 hour,
right?
And then you had the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And they're probably going to add at least 8 more matches between now and then.
I mean,
that's what he likes to do.
To my knowledge, there's only one thing on the 0 hour, so they're going to stuff a bunch of things into there. One thing we didn't talk about that we probably should. I'm sure we'll do it Sunday post Revolution if we stay up late and do that show. The 21-man match for the national title, instead of just having Jack Perry and Ricochet have a match.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well, to me, it's tell me you're trying to get guys on the pay-per-view card to get the payday without telling me. It's, that's the Andre. That's why they did the Andre Battle Royal was, well, let's get you on the Mania card, even though it doesn't matter,
Right. And okay, I mean, good on you for that, but do we need to do it in that match? Can't we just have a qualifier for the next up? I mean, and they made a big deal that Ciampa's in that too. So it's like, okay, so
did they? Okay,
so at the end of the main event, they said, Ciampa's going to be in that 21 gun salute to Ricochet. And
there were several things that I couldn't hear because also my deaf dog, the neighbor across the street, how dare he, has company this evening, and because there's a car she doesn't recognize in the driveway all night, Doug, all night. This is what I was hearing. Boof, boof, boof.
Lovely.
And it's just she doesn't even know how loud she is because she can't hear it. So, but anyway, so on to Revolution we go, and we'll see what gets tidied up between now and then for the card, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some surprises in that 21 gun salute. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe,
but maybe Donkey Kong Rodeo
could be. But I mean, how do you come out of that without having Jack Perry?
Well, I mean, so now you've got so many people involved in it that it's. I understand that the concept often is multi-man match means the champion's at the disadvantage.
Right.
I feel like now it's going to be easier for him to retain and never. I mean, he can just avoid Jack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. I don't get it. I don't get the thinking there, but. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You don't think the demand is going to be in running interference? That you're wrong. They may even be in the match. I don't know.
We're going to find out because they haven't announced a lot of participants in it, which they rarely do. So
I don't even know if they've announced Jack Perry in it. Have they?
I think so. I thought for a minute, he was the only one announced for it. But
that could be. Yeah.
But I don't know. And again, they haven't gone. They're not doing a great job of selling that particular match, which. My concern when they introduced the national championship was this is another singles belt in an already crowded championship landscape.
Yep.
It's going to fade into the background, and it's faded into the background.
Yep, 100%.
So anyway, on that note, we move on to Revolution, where things will happen, and you and I are legitimately scared for this show because of the main event. But
a little worried, a little concerned.
Mostly from the booking, but also because Texas Death is uncomfortable. But
that it is. But
here we go. So we'll see what happens Sunday night. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on social media at Elite Heat Pod. Also, shout out to Germany. Somebody subscribed over there. Hey. I see you, Germany.
Yeah.
We are now in multiple countries. So thank you all for being part of this. Spread it around.
Like jelly on your naked chest.
You know what? Honestly, that's better than what I was going to say, because the only thing I could come up with was spread it around like a virus. That's not good.
No. I mean, it's really effective because they go everywhere.
That's true. You know where you get a lot of viruses?
Down there?
Donkey Kong rodeos. A lot of ringworm there. Just ask Don Callis.